Hi, this is Dr. Scott Young, and today we're going to do a bit of a NESARA update, and we're going to talk to you about some fun things here. So we're going to do a NESARA update here. I know we've had some sound recording issues here, so sorry about that. It's been a new system that we're kind of updating here. So I want to talk a little bit about where are we? So, where are we? We're in January 8th. This is a Monday. I know many of you guys get real frustrated with what's going on. Trust me, everyone's frustrated. No one's not frustrated. You, you got to get, with yourself in a place where you can be calm. There's nothing you can do to speed this thing up. I would have loved to have had this happen in Thanksgiving time frame or Christmas time frame. I do know that a lot of this stuff is getting done. I have heard from a lot of different sources. You would be surprised how much stuff is actually getting done. And hearing that the Epstein files are filtering out, don't think that that's distraction. Know that that is some of the stuff that's got to come out. When we hear the Epstein files throw out there, it's freaking those idiots out. When you hear that Trump has been bringing out a lot of the election issues of 2020, that's messing people up. Those are soft disclosures. Those are some of the level of that. So we're seeing a lot of those kinds of areas that are really helping you. And realizing now there's a battle between military and financial issues. And I hear a lot of the time, one of the biggest questions that I hear is, well, it's just not going to happen. So it's 2024 and they're freaking out and like, well, it's probably just going to be 2025. And I'm going, why do you say that? I mean, why that date? Seriously, just sit back and think. Don't even answer a date in your head, and I'm going to tell you where that date comes from. And it's a matrix thinking process that is inside of what the media and the world wants you to think. You need to break it right now. I mean, take it like this pen and break it in half. Break it all the way through and through. If you had a pencil in front of you, you should pick it up and break it right now. Because that is hateful kind of thinking to patriot way of looking at this stuff. Because we can't even go that long. Let me give you an example. Did you know that Steve Bannon, with the he was talking about? So we just hit $34 trillion of debt. I mean, we are at $130 billion of inflation money. I want you to understand, just by having a fiat currency, we're at $130 billion by just having a fiat currency. But Russia and China and all of those BRICS countries, by just having in place a gold-backed currency, is netting, just by having a currency in place, netting in place 75 billion on average per year, just by having in place in the positive realm. That the currency itself is costing America $130 billion every single year that it's involved. What? I mean, think about that for a second. And I'm gonna put it in numbers here for you guys just to realize here. So let me write this down here. I want you to realize a fiat equals minus $130 billion per year versus a gold currency, and I'm writing this down here, sorry, as we speak, equals 70 billion per year. Let me put that up for you, okay, on the screen. And when you kind of realize that, just a second. So when you see that kind of number, these are statistics that I've looked at, and they should be freaking you out. You should be going, wait a second. Economists don't look at this kind of stuff and go, wait a second. That's what it cost us to keep going like this. You can't keep going in that way. That's called the interest just in that kind of, I mean, that isn't, I'm sorry, that isn't even the interest of it. That's what inflation just partially costs you. That is not the interest that it costs you to have the debt. That's another $400 to $500 billion on the debt that it has in and of itself. See, there's a whole bunch of other costs out there. That is the crazy part. And that's why there's a battle between what the military is actually accomplishing and the financial system is actually at. That's why Steve Bannon, who is actually a good guy here, but he's not as awakened as many people would say. He is actually predicting that by March of 2024, the economy is going to, or the Congress is going to take out through the Treasury, which is not true. It's the Fed, if we keep going in a fiat currency, would take out another $1 trillion. You're like going, you've got to be kidding me. So that's 1/4 of a year that would take $1 trillion. Accelerate that through the second quarter, which would probably mean 1.25 trillion, and another third quarter that would be 1.5 trillion, and then by the fourth quarter that would be 1.75 trillion, which would mean around $4 trillion, or 1 2 3 4 4 $5 trillion on top of what we're talking about. That doesn't include any other possibility of any other crazy thing, which, in an election year, they would kind of find some other thing out there. So that could be 40 billion or $40 trillion of debt on top of whatever other kind of COVID scare that they could come up with. You think the economy could hold on to that kind of thing, that the people wouldn't rebel against with that? Come on. That's matrix thinking, guys. We can't wait. We're living moment to moment. If you are living moment to moment on your paycheck, the government is in that kind of circumstance too. Realize we are waiting for this to move. So stop with the 2025 stuff. 2025's kind of stuff here. Because I want to share with you a fascinating thing that just happened today. Now, I just ran payroll because on Monday the 15th is President's Day. Now, I don't care what else they call it, but that's actually Washington's birthday or whatever, however they call it. Now they call it President's Day or whatever the heck they call it. It's a government holiday, okay? So I can't run, banks are closed, right? So I have to run my payroll then. So I've always known this for a very long time, to watch from the paycheck of December to January. Now what you want to do is go pull out your paychecks right now. Now, if you get a salary, meaning like you make $30,000 or $40,000 a year, or you have a very consistent hourly basis, not commission, but an hourly basis. Now I have people on a commission and I have people on an hourly basis or a salary kind of basis kind of thing. So the salary basis is the only ones that you can kind of really do. So I actually went backward in time, and I remember this. In 2008, Bush was in office. And from 2008 to 2009, when Obama took over, the IRS deductions, without changing anything. I mean, if you were at one deduction, two deductions, it doesn't matter, the standard deductions, from 8 to 9, when Bush took over, or sorry, when Obama took over, the deductions, it was taking out more money. So it cost you more money just every single paycheck. And I noticed it was just a little tick down. Not a whole bunch, but it was maybe 10 to 15 bucks per paycheck. Now I pay my employees on a 24 paycheck basis. It's just a thing that Scott does. Okay. So I watched it. In 2010, it went down another tick. So they were taking out more money because Obama was looking for his taxation plan. So he was pulling out more taxation to pay for his pet projects. We get that, right? So then I looked at 11, 12, 13. That's the second term. 14, 15, 16. So each year he was steadily pulling out more and more money out of your paycheck to give to his pet projects. These are what Democrats do. Get it? As soon as Trump gets in office in January of 17, now he's not officially in office, but you have to understand that in January of 17, they actually send in new budgets based upon what the new president is actually doing. So Trump gets in office, or he's about ready to get in office in January of 17. So the IRS is reflecting the new process that's going on. And I see an uptick, which means less money's taken out. Now I have a conversation with my my MBA sister, who is at this time, she's very liberal at the time frame. I think she still is, or she's a little more confused now. And she's real mad at Trump. She hates Trump. And she's like, yeah, but it costs people more money. And I'm like, what do you mean costs people more money? Well, they're not getting as much tax return. I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, they're not getting much tax return, but less money is taken out per paycheck, so they're not getting as much tax return. That means more money in their own bank account every single paycheck. What does it take to figure that one out? Wow. Kind of, growling at me. 2017, more money. 18, more money. 19, more money. 2020, more money. Now, 2021, January 2021, we were all confused because we thought that he lost the election. In 2021, there was more money taken out. Or, given to you. So I was really confused. I was like, okay, I don't understand. Isn't Biden in office? Wasn't he going to take out more money? It made me really confused. So I thought, okay, I'm going to watch this deduction thing a little bit more. So 2022, less money was taken out. Now, he's also taken out the closed pipelines and done a whole bunch of other inflationary things to mess with the fiat currency in the oil situation. So I'm kind of going, I don't get this. I'm gonna turn off that thing, and so I'm like, I really don't understand this. So 2023, the exact same thing. So more money is given back to each person, and I'm like, again, I'm like, I don't understand this. If they need more money out of your paycheck and they're desperate for the money because inflation is going up, and and they're desperate for money for Ukraine issues, right? Ukraine is going around and they're desperate for money. Why wouldn't they want to take more money from us, the taxpayer? Because that's the number one way to get money. You see, if you're doing foreign wars, you would want to take it from the taxpayer, but they're not taking more in deductions, and that's where you normally take it. So guess what just happened today? Two of my people who are on a salary basis. One person, I checked out this. One person is going to make $102 a month, or excuse me, a year, with her minor change, and another person, $216 a year. So look at that, $100 to $200 more a year. That's a minor amount. Okay, we're not talking about a huge amount, but times what? 80 to 100 million people who are potentially paying into the system. That's a massive amount of money that they're taking away from the system and giving back to you, and it's a very minor thing. It doesn't mean a lot to you necessarily. We're talking about 4, 5, 10, 12 bucks, right? And yet it doesn't mean anything to you, but it's a signal. It's a sign, guys, that they are not in charge. Do you understand what I'm saying? You keep asking me, are they in charge? When is this NESARA thing gonna start? And I try to tell you, I know it's going to happen. I just don't have a date. And you're gonna ask me when. Don't ask me when. I'm not in the military. I don't have the date. Can I tell you when? No. You wouldn't give me the date. There's a few people, and those people are on a gag order. I'm sorry, they're not going to tell us. So calm down, get yourself right, get yourself in prayer, which is what I do. I was up at 4:45 in the morning, actually 4:44. I was the number in the morning, and I'm in prayer, and this is what I do to get myself in the right position to listen to the Lord, to be calm, because I can't control things that are way above my head, because I'm already losing my hair anyway. Okay, so calm, be calm. Now on my website there are there's a NESARA things that you can kind of download. There's articles that you can download. There are things on my YouTube channel here called NESARA Explained. It's a 1, 2, 3 NESARA Explained series that will help you understand a lot of this stuff. I'm trying to help you. I wish I could give you a date, but I'm not going to be able to give you that, okay? But what we're trying to do is give you some clues that they're going to happen. It's going to be there, and it's going to be cool. But guess what? We just have to be calm. We cannot be in the matrix mode. Break those matrix thinking, okay? It's going to happen soon enough. It will come. Thank you so much.